Lila and James had waited years for their daughter, Emma, to enter their lives. After 4 years of heartache and countless prayers, Emma's birth felt like a miracle. They doted on her, their only child, who filled their home with laughter and joy. One quiet evening, as they lay in bed with 6-year-old Emma sleeping soundly between them, James gazed at her with a soft smile. "Why are you smiling like that?" Lila asked, her own lips curling upward. James chuckled softly. "After everything we went through, who'd have thought we'd be here with her? For years of whispers, doctors' visits, and those endless nights of doubt. And now look at her, our Emma." Lila's eyes glistened with tears. "I'll never forget the names they called me, the pitying looks. Barren, they said. I almost believed I'd never be a mother. But God gave us Emma, our little light. Her 6th birthday is next week," James said, brushing a strand of hair from Emma's face. "Can you believe she's growing up so fast?" They lay there, watching her sleep, until James switched off the lamp, whispering, "Good night, love." The next Friday, James was swamped at work, buried in deadlines. It was his day to pick Emma up from school, a routine he cherished. But as the clock ticked past dismissal time, he remained glued to his desk, unaware of the hour. Lila, at home, assumed he was caught in traffic and waited patiently. 30 minutes passed, then 40. Worry crept in. She dialed James's number. "James, where are you?" "It's almost an hour past Emma's pickup time," she said, her voice tight. James froze, glancing at the clock. "Oh no, Lila, I lost track of time. I'm stuck in a meeting. Can you get her?" Lila dropped everything and rushed out, her heart pounding. The school was a 20-minute drive, but traffic was merciless, snarling the roads. After 10 minutes, she abandoned the car and flagged down a motorcycle taxi, only to realize she'd left her wallet in her haste. Frantic, she asked the rider to wait and ran back to search for her car, but it was lost in the sea of vehicles. With no money and no phone, she decided to walk to the school, sweat soaking her clothes under the blazing sun. At school, Emma sat on a bench outside, her backpack beside her. Her classmates trickled away, picked up by parents or siblings. "Emma, is your dad coming?" her friend Mia asked as she left with her older brother. Emma shrugged, her stomach growling. She hadn't eaten her lunch, disliking the sandwich Lila had packed. Tired of waiting, she decided to walk home. It wasn't far, she thought, clutching her lunchbox. As she crossed a busy street, the lunchbox slipped from her hand, rolling into traffic. Emma darted after it, unaware of a speeding van approaching. A passerby shouted, "Emma, stop!" But it was too late. The van's brakes screeched, and the driver, a woman named Clara, swerved but clipped Emma, sending her to the ground. Clara leapt out, horrified, to find Emma unconscious, a gash on her forehead. Panicked, she scooped the girl into her van and sped toward the nearest hospital, praying she'd make it in time. Lila reached the school, breathless and drenched in sweat. The gates were open, but the grounds were eerily quiet. The headmistress, Mrs. Carter, was locking up. "Mrs. Carter, I'm so sorry I'm late. Is Emma here?" Lila gasped. Mrs. Carter frowned. "It's past 4 p.m., Lila. Everyone's gone. I thought James picked her up, like usual." Lila's heart sank. "He didn't. I lost my phone, my wallet, everything. Please, is she inside?" "No one's here," Mrs. Carter said, her voice softening. "Let's call James." Using the headmistress's phone, Lila dialed James. "Did you take Emma?" she asked, her voice trembling. "No, I thought you had her." James replied, panic rising. "I'm coming now." Lila's legs buckled. "Where's my Emma?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Mrs. Carter called Emma's teacher, who rushed back to the school. The teacher recalled seeing Emma waiting with Mia, but assumed she'd left with James. They contacted Mia's brother, who confirmed Emma hadn't gone with them. As James arrived, a call came through to Mrs. Carter's phone. Her face paled as she listened. Hanging up, she turned to Lila and James. Emma was in an accident, just down the street. The driver took her, likely to a hospital. Lila sprinted toward the scene, James close behind. Bystanders confirmed a woman had driven off with a girl matching Emma's description. With no clue where to start, they piled into a taxi with Mrs. Carter and the teacher, heading to the nearest hospital. Clara, a nurse on her way to visit her sister in another city, drove frantically to a small hospital. Emma was pale, blood seeping from her head. The hospital staff rushed her to the emergency room, where a doctor diagnosed a severe concussion and possible internal bleeding. "She needs surgery, but we don't have the equipment here," the doctor said. You'll need to take her to a larger facility. Clara, overwhelmed with guilt, decided to drive Emma to a hospital in her sister's city, 3 hours away. She called her sister, Maya, explaining the situation. "I can't let her die," Clara said, tears in her eyes. "I'll find her parents later, but she needs help now." At the city hospital, Emma was wheeled into surgery. Clara paced the waiting room, her hands trembling. Maya arrived, offering comfort. "You did the right thing," Maya said. "She's in good hands." The surgery stretched on for hours. Finally, the surgeon emerged, exhausted but smiling. "She's stable." The surgery was successful, but she'll need extensive recovery. She may have memory issues or speech difficulties for a while. She needs rest and care. Clara nodded, relief washing over her. She glanced at Emma's school uniform, folded in her bag, and resolved to find the girl's parents the next day. Back at the first hospital, Lila and James were devastated to learn Emma wasn't there. They checked 2 more hospitals with no luck. At the third, a nurse recalled a girl matching Emma's description, brought in by a woman who'd left for another city. She had internal bleeding, the doctor explained. The woman took her for surgery elsewhere. "I don't have her contact or the city's name." Lila collapsed, sobbing. "Why Emma? After all we went through to have her, why this?" James held her, his own eyes wet, as they returned home, hearts heavy with fear. The next morning, Clara drove back to Emma's town, the uniform in her passenger seat. She stopped at the school, where Mrs. Carter was waiting. "I'm the one who hit Emma," Clara confessed, her voice shaking. "She's alive, recovering in a hospital 3 hours away. I'm so sorry, I just wanted to save her." Mrs. Carter called James and Lila, who rushed to the school. Clara explained everything, handing over the hospital's address. Lila clung to James, tears of relief mixing with lingering fear. "She's alive," Lila whispered. "Our Emma's alive." James and Lila drove to the hospital, their hearts racing. When they saw Emma, bandaged but breathing, Lila broke down, stroking her daughter's hand. "We're here, sweetheart," she whispered. Emma's eyes fluttered but didn't open. Clara, standing nearby, apologized again. "I didn't know how to find you sooner. I just couldn't let her go without help." James nodded, his anger softened by gratitude. "You saved her. Thank you." Emma's recovery was slow. She struggled with words at first, and some memories were hazy, but with her parents' love and care, she grew stronger. Lila and James never forgot the terror of that day, but it deepened their bond with Emma, their miracle child. Clara visited often, forming a quiet friendship with the family. She carried her own scars from the accident, haunted by what could have been, but found solace in Emma's laughter as she healed. The ordeal, born of a moment's carelessness, became a testament to love's resilience and the kindness of a stranger.